WFLA Now meteorologist Amanda Holly with a look at the 2020 hurricane season projections.
Yeah, I have a couple things to talk about. I have some numbers to look at. I have some things to keep in mind as well. But we'll go over the early season forecast here to start. And an average year seeing about 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, 3 major hurricanes. Last year, we were slightly above average in terms of the named storms, but we were on average with hurricanes and major hurricanes. We had 3 major hurricanes. The most notable one was, of course, Hurricane Dorian. The first predictions that came out were from the Colorado State University. They are a leader in tropical forecasting here. I know it's weird for them to be in Colorado, but you don't have to live along the coast to study meteorology. But their forecast saying we have 13 named storms, 5 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes. We have not received numbers from NOAA yet. Their forecasts usually come out in early May, so we'll be looking forward to that coming here in the next couple of weeks as we go into May. But something to note here, next week, as we go into the first week of May, it's Hurricane Preparedness Week. So this is the perfect segue to kind of make our way into May and then into hurricane season as well. We're a month out, and next week, each day is dedicated to something specific related to hurricane season. This is something the National Hurricane Center does every year. So I'm going to be kind of going through these quickly, but next week, watch out for little more blurbs about what you can do each and every single day to make hurricane season for yourself and your family a little bit less stressful. Sunday, we start with determining your risk. Doesn't matter where you live, you have some sort of risk, but depending on where you live, the risks are different. Monday, develop an evacuation plan if that's needed for your area. Tuesday, you want to assemble some disaster supply skills or some disaster supplies there. Wednesday, you'll want to get an insurance checkup or look into getting one. Thursday, we're going to talk about strengthening your home. Friday, think about helping your neighbor, especially during this time of quarantine where, our elderly neighbors may not be able to get out and get some supplies or do what they need to do. That's during quarantine or during any time of the year. And then Saturday, they wrap it up with complete a written plan for yourselves and for everyone else to know as well. So that's kind of Hurricane Preparedness Week coming up next week. Also, I wanted to talk about, just because hurricane season is 30 days away from today, starts June 1st, doesn't mean we've never seen storms form before hurricane season officially begins. In fact, of the past 5 years, we've had storms form earlier than that, especially in May. Last year we had subtropical storm Andrea form in late May. We had Alberto in 2018, 2017, we had tropical storm Arlene. That was actually in late April. In 2016, very interesting year, we had Hurricane Alex form in January. So that was something where the waters were a little warmer than normal coming out of the 2015 season, but because it formed in January, it took the 2016 name, the A name there, which was Alex. But we also had a storm form in May in 2016, and then 2015, we had Tropical Storm Anna. So it's not out of the question for us to see storms form before June 1st. The good news here, the silver lining, if you will, those storms usually don't get very strong until the middle of the season. But regardless, our first named storm is going to take that A name, which is Arthur this year. There's a look at the whole 2020 hurricane names. We've got Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, and then of course, we'll continue to go down the list as we get farther and farther along in the season. But the last thing I'm going to show you here is, again, the number of storms that typically form and which months they typically form. June and July, typically very quiet. If we do see a storm form, it's not typically on the stronger side. Our biggest storms, our strongest storms, typically form in that August, September, and October timeframe. And that's reasonable because that's when we have the warmest temperatures. Those sea surface temperatures are extra warm out there, which gives those storms even more fuel for them to continue to move along and stay formed and continue eating up that water. The peak of hurricane season there, September 10th, a long way out from that, but JB, just 30 days from the season officially starting here in the Atlantic.
Yeah, Amanda, we just people out here in the comments section that are basically just saying that this, if there's ever been a year that we need a quiet hurricane season. This is it. And